Alright guys, good evening ma'am. In this video, I'm gonna discuss the descriptive outcome of the Kraft-Vegemite data gathered through social networking sites. In this discussion, I'm going to focus on the descriptive statistics such as the mean, the median, standard deviation, the sample variance, including skewness and kurtosis of the detected languages and document sentiments based from the extracted sentiments, data relative to the customers of Kraft-Vegemite products and analytic codes. Well, sentiment analysis, also known as the opinion mining, refers to the use of natural language processing, text analysis, and computational linguistics to identify and extract subjective information in source materials. As you can see in the screen, a spreadsheet which came from the extraction of the Alexalytics API to an Excel data. In this video, as I mentioned a while ago, that we will going to focus on the descriptive statistics of the extracted customer sentiment from the social networking sites. More importantly, let me emphasize the detected languages and document sentiments to which I will generate the descriptive statistics and interpret it simultaneously. Let me highlight that the descriptive statistics are the useful for describing the basic features of data. For example, the summary statistics for the scale variables and measures of the data. In a research study with large data, these statistics may help us to manage the data and present it in a summary table. As you can see in the screen, the summary table of the descriptive statistics. The mean is the sum of the observation divided by the total number of observations. It is the most common indicator of central tendency of a variable. The standard error indicates how close the sample mean is from the true population mean. The average of 0.20669 is just an estimate of the sample of detected language, but it can vary had you used a different set of language. The standard error is calculated by dividing the standard deviation of the social comments or the sample by the square root of the total number of observations. The median is another measure of central tendency. To get the median, you must order the data from lowest to highest. The median is the number in the middle. If the number of cases is odd, the median is the single value. For even number of cases, the median is the average of the two numbers in the middle. The mode refers to the most frequent repeated or common number in the data. The standard deviation is the square root of the variance, which indicate how close the data is to the mean. The sample variance measures the dispersion of the data from the mean. It is the simple mean of the square distance from the mean. The current view of kurtosis argues that it measures the peak of a distribution. In this case, skewness measures the symmetry of the data when in the otherwise normal curve, one of the tails is longer than the other. Range is the measure of dispersion. It is simple. The difference between the largest and smallest value, maximum and minimum. In this case, minimum is the lowest value in the array of values, and the maximum is the largest value in an array of values. Sum refers to the sum of the values in the range of values. And then finally, count refers to the count of cells that contain values or numbers. This is another sentiment data gathered from the customer social post, extracted from the API. The scores were based from the Wikipedia DB, giving you another descriptive statistics based on the data brought about by the scores generated through the application program interface. As shown in the screen is the sentiment category histogram. With this graphical representation gives an estimated probability distribution of the sample data, which is the gathered comments. Histogram gives a rough sense of the density of the underlying distribution of the data, and often for density estimation, estimating the probability density function of the underlying variable. This yields a smoother probability density function which will, in general, more accurately reflect distribution of the underlying variable. Thank you so much and appreciate your attention.